You're watching Sports On here live from the Gold Coast, where it is the 100-day countdown mark today for the London Olympics. And joining us now to talk about the legacy that Londoners hope to leave on the Olympic spirit is Sir Alan Collins, who's the head of the London Olympic Legacy Unit. And Sir Alan Collins, thank you so much for joining us on Sportsline today. We really appreciate your time in Canberra. Firstly, got to ask you, we recently had the IOC President Jacques Rogge in London. He said already it feels like London has got a blueprint of a legacy, and it was all part of London's bid, wasn't it, to prove that they can have a legacy for the city beyond the Games when they conclude in mid-August.
You're absolutely right, and it's a pleasure to be with you. Yes, when we won the Games in Singapore in 2005, and you remember those pictures of people in cream suits jumping up and down very sillily. I was one of those people in a cream suit jumping up and down very sillily. We made lots of pledges. One was that there was going to be very inspiring games for young people, and one was that it was going to leave a real legacy, particularly for the East End of London, which was a very deprived and derelict area. And I think anyone who's been there now will see that there's a wonderful Olympic park there, a very sustainable park, a park with a lot of attention to its future. And everybody in London and throughout the UK is really getting the buzz now. You can't walk around London without seeing the logos, seeing the headlines in the newspapers. And I think we're really geared up for a great Games. And in terms of what you're asking, we're really geared up to get a legacy out of it as well.
Budget concerns, transport concerns and security as well. How big an impact do the big three have on the legacy that London will leave beyond the Games?
I think the thing to focus on, clearly those are all areas that people need to look at, but the fact is we have built a wonderful Olympic park on time and on budget, in fact probably under time and under budget, almost unique for an infrastructure project like that. And I think what we've done is we've busted any myth that Britain can't stage or can't build a huge infrastructure project like that, and that's going to stand British companies in really good stead around the world as we go forward into other sporting events. That's a legacy that we can trade on. It's been estimated that over the next 10 years, global sport will be worth $1.5 trillion US, and anybody who stages an Olympics, as Australia found, gets a chance for their companies to get onto that, and that's what we're planning to do.
Sir Alan Collins, a recent study showed that 10 million of 60 million Britons are actually leaving the country during the Olympics. Is that a worry for you? Does that show that they're not embracing the Games in a way?
You can hardly say that when you see what's happened about the tickets. They could have been sold 10, 20 and in sometimes 100 times over. They're the hottest prospect in town to get an Olympics ticket. Anyone who is lucky enough to get one is the envy of all their friends. There's an enormous amount of excitement going on in the UK already. It'll be wonderful at Games time like it was in Sydney and Australia. And I think that in turn will contribute to propelling Britain forward with the wonderful propositions that we have for people in the future as part of the legacy.
Sir Alan Collins, I could talk to you all day about the Olympics and the legacy. We appreciate your time on Sportsline today, and we'll look forward to maybe catching up with you in the host city come July.
Well, I look forward to that as well. It's been a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
Sir Alan Collins joining us today, the head of the Olympic Legacy Unit for London.